Morning. As you can see, I've got my whole box opened up. Yesterday, I had gone for an assignment. I was doing a land mapping of a particular area using my drone, and there are a lot of things that need to be taken care of before you go on a project like that. And this was something which was a little big in nature in terms of the area. It was never surveyed before. The party never had any records of it because it's very, very old. So a lot of preparation had to go into it, and one of the key preparation is mapping out the entire area well before you go to the site. So it's a part of your pre-flight checklist, if you may call it that. Excuse me, I'll just take a sip. So what I did was that I pulled up the map from Google Maps, plotted the entire area, created my grid based on the application. Now what happened was that I did all this on my small little mobile phone. Now doing a project like this on a mobile phone can be a little bit tedious as well as straining, because you're not able to see the entire area. You're not able to read the specifications that come out in terms of the width, height, and what we call as an overlap when the drone flies over a particular area in a mesh kind of a thing. So these are called grids. So when it flies over a grid taking pictures of each spot, you really can't see the numbers. So but naturally I said, okay, I need to get something bigger in terms of a screen size. And since it's Android, I decided to pick up a very basic tab, a 9-inch tab, where I can really see the area and I can read the numbers, where that is very critical. All the critical parameters are laid out in terms of the uses of batteries, the height, the speed, and all the readings that come out, which have to be monitored at each stage. So anyway, I had it on my phone, but I said, let me get a tab. And just the day before the project, I went and got it, loaded the application and everything. Everything was set. I landed up at site, and I pulled out the tab and I connected, and behold, it would work. It would not just connect to the drone. So yeah, this one, it won't connect. And I was wondering, and it's getting hot. I was there at about 8:30 in the morning, and the sun is bright and it's getting warmer and warmer. So now what do? I tried everything possible, and then ultimately I went back to the phone. Now luckily, I kept everything ready on the phone as well. I didn't delete anything. I just kept it, just in case something would happen. And sure enough, what we call as a technical glitch did happen. So I finally put down the tab, went back to the phone, did a pre-flight check again, launched the aircraft, and completed the project. So it went off without any problem. And after I landed, I once again tried to connect. It won't work. So obviously there was something that was not matching in terms of the parameters, or not matching in terms of the hardware. Now that is something I need to check out later on. But the point of what I'm trying to make here is this: when we go out to do any kind of work, and especially if it's a project which is outside your office parameters, it is very, very important that you check, double check, and check again. So I'm talking about 3 times. We cannot afford to slacken in any manner, because when you are at the site, and if the site is far away from your workplace, you've had it, especially if you don't have another opportunity to go back to the site, let alone the weather playing a vital role also, especially in the monsoon season. So it is very, very critical that you do your homework. You have a checklist which you tick off to ensure that everything goes off as you have planned when you go to the client site. Now, this is something I've learned time and again through experience, that create plan A, create plan B, and if possible, create a plan C. Because you never know with machines what can go wrong. You never know with nature what can go wrong. And like what happened with me, the hardware didn't work. So I'm back in the office trying to figure out what went wrong. In the meantime, I can cater to my client's requirement using the phone which worked. So guys, give this a thought, and it's serious thought, that when you take on assignments of any sort, do your homework well. Prepare well in advance. Don't keep anything for the last minute. It's not worth it. Let alone losing your client, you lose your sleep and you'll develop something else which you don't require. These are all avoidable issues. So give it a thought, and next time you take on something, do your homework. All the best and have fun.